This video won't just be about this alleged fraudulent and manipulative asshole, it'll also be about this confirmed fraudulent and manipulative asshole, DogPack404, also known as Dawson French, and his victims of manipulation. For the people who have not been exposed to his propaganda yet, DogPack404 or Dawson French is an ex-Mr. Beast employee who worked there for about 3 weeks, and after being fired, made or worked on videos filled with lies about Mr. Beast.
Hello and welcome to Influencer Police, a place where we expose the lies, the cheating, and the dirty ways of these filthy influencers.
Is DogPack lying? Or a soggy cereal little snake? I'm Chief Coconut, and this is Influencer Police. Buckle the fuck up. Okay, so new stuff is coming about with Mr. Beast and this whole DogPack situation. We all know that DogPack404 was the guy that kind of exposed a lot of Mr. Beast's wrongdoings, alleged wrongdoings, and then Rosanna Pansino kind of chimed in. And I've made a lot of videos about this, so if you're like out of the loop, go watch them. Also, a lot of people have covered this. It's been the talk of the summer. So we are now in almost winter, baby, and this just keeps fucking going on. The drama is hot, motherfuckers. So I guess this random, I'm gonna say fucking weirdo, because the clips that I've seen from this guy are the dumbest fucking, in my opinion, like his points he tries to make in this video, I just no, like they don't do it for me, and I'm going to explain why. I haven't seen the whole video yet. I'm going to react to the whole fucking video right now, bitch. We're going to go through it. We're going to see. And we're going to see what I agree with, what I don't, my takes on it. But apparently this guy, Soggy Cereal, has made this rebuttal video against DogPack, basically claiming that DogPack is an alleged liar and disgruntled employee. And the claims that DogPack has made against Mr. Beast are false. And kind of trying to just take down DogPack. Now, what's really fucking weird about this is Mr. Beast, behind the scenes, is sending this video by Soggy Cereal, which, bitch, your takes are soggy in my opinion, is sending this video out to a lot of large creators, commentators who have been covering Mr. Beast. And he's trying to send this video so in hopes that these commentators will then make a video basically shitting on DogPack and saying that Soggy Cereal is right and trying to like get out of his fucking allegations. So I find that incredibly sketchy. Okay, that's like point blank first period sketch. And in this video, Soggy Cereal like goes and talks to current employees and some of like the people that DogPack has talked to. We're gonna get into it, but It's looking really sketchy to me. And Spillsash actually made a video saying that Mr. Beast followed her and messaged her this video from Soggy Cereal and wanted her to like recover it. And she does, but I actually really respected her take on the situation. And she basically calls out that this situation is sketchy and it's weird that he followed her. I don't think she followed him back. And I actually liked her take on how she covered this. So go check that out. But yeah, Mr. Beast is trying to get out of his allegations, never wants to address it himself, trying to use his little minions, trying to like flip the commentators' opinions around. So let's get into this sketchy video by Soggy Cereal. Like, okay, reacting live time. And we are beginning this video right now.
Pushing back on everything that we're saying. So
Well, because you're trying to fire me, and I want to work at this company.
I'm the CEO of this company. If I'm talking, don't interrupt.
And I've been trying to get to this point of working on Mr. Beast for a long time. Can I please have a second chance?
You were the manager of Dawson, or DogPack404.
I was the manager of DogPack404 for a time being.
If you had to describe the working conditions when Dawson was working with you in ideation with one word, what word would it be?
I would say it was depressing.
The war crime stuff, that was a joke. Why did you make that joke?
Actively right now, by the videos that Dawson is making, he is actively hurting the philanthropy that is helping thousands and millions of lives.
Okay, so already we see him talking to current employees of Mr. Beast. And my opinion on that is like, of course, a current employee is probably not going to talk shit on Mr. Beast. One, they fucking work there. So they don't want to lose their jobs. They need their jobs. They need money. So obviously they're not going to talk shit about Mr. Beast. That's already like one point. Like they're already on Mr. Beast's side. Like they fucking work for the guy. So in my opinion, their takes and what they say are biased. So let's continue.
Oh, so you want to cheaply manipulate people by imitating Content Cop? I'll show you imitating Content Cop.
What we do here is go back.
Fuck.
This is painful. When the fuck does this end? Can this end? Like, what the fuck? Y'all, this is still going on.
Hey my bowl of cereal, as most of you have probably guessed by now, this video won't just be about this alleged fraudulent and manipulative asshole, it'll also be about this confirmed fraudulent and manipulative asshole.
Oh! Okay, so he's saying Mr. Beast is alleged and DogPack is confirmed. Okay.
DogPack404, also known as Dawson French, and his victims of manipulation. For the people who
Dawson French is a really good name. It's a really cool name.
have not been exposed to his propaganda yet, DogPack404 or Dawson French is an ex-Mr. Beast employee who worked there for about 3 weeks and after being fired, made or worked on videos filled with lies about Mr. Beast. And I became suspicious of DogPack404 after he called me overdramatic for not wanting to spread serious accusations with unsubstantiated and easily refutable.
I'm like, just to flat out blatantly say DogPack is lying and confirmed fraud, I'm like, can't this guy be sued for defamation? Because DogPack, the things that I've seen doesn't seem fraudulent. Like, he made really good points and had shown hella evidence. And even if some of the shit was wrong or like not 100% right, like, no, there's really sketchy shit going on with Mr. Beast, in my opinion, alleged.
Evidence. As well as because he tried to silence me with threats of slander after I started suspecting him of lying.
Well, you are slandering him in this video, in my opinion, alleged,
So in this video, I will be debunking close to every accusation he and the people he manipulated have made. But Soggy, are you going to glaze the Mr. Beast song?
You know what? It kind of seems like he's trying to manipulate us. Mm-hmm.
Are you going to decry the lunchly owning, alleged intentionally registered sex offender hiring Mr. Beast, Soggy? No. See, I think we can all agree that lunchly, kinda cringe. Logan Paul KSI collab, kinda, that's a yikes out of 10, okay? And the fucking mold situation, that is disgustingly messed up, and I'm never eating that shit in my life. But that doesn't mean that just because this spiteful, vengeful ghoul accuses Mr. Beast of intentionally hiring a registered sex offender, that he actually did. Yeah, let's talk about the lies spun by DogPack.
Okay, I found like this part of the video when he's trying to be like, oh, I don't like Lunchly, so I'm not biased towards Mr. Beast. Oh, I would never eat Lunchly. It's like, really? Out of all the allegations and shit, that's why you wouldn't, that's like the one thing you're trying to be like, I'm not biased. I don't like Lunchly. It's like, that is the weakest fucking excuse for trying to be unbiased I've ever heard of. That's just my opinion.
And Jake Weddle, that Mr. Beast knowingly hired a registered sex offender and while working at the company would refer to him by covert codename Delaware because of the crimes he committed there, and as a result is not allowed to go back into the state of Delaware, and that Mr. Beast higher-ups are using that nickname because they enjoy messed up insider jokes like that.
When I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, you know, yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why, you know? You know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask.
Really not.
Look!
Which, just saying that out loud makes it sound like a contrived side plot in a badly written Netflix series, since state banishments are extremely rare. Most recent one I found was a 1-year Kentucky banishment in the year 2000. Luckily, the real story is much more boring. See, according to a non-anonymous Mr. Beast employee, Dustin Harris, who has been working at Mr. Beast for about 6 years and went rogue because he couldn't stand Jimmy not responding to all of the misinformation being spread about not just Jimmy or the Mr. Beast company, but also about his own friends and colleagues. Well, he explained that Delaware was once a store manager at Jimmy's local Best Buy, which, for the people who don't know, Best Buy is a $20 billion valued electronics retailer company with stores all over the US. I mean that when Jimmy was 19 and first started blowing up on YouTube, Jimmy realized he needed employees to improve his content. So, as a dumbass, impulsive 19-year-old randomly thrown into fame, he went to his local Best Buy and asked its employees if they wanted to work for him. Naively thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire a registered sex offender as store manager, 19-year-old Mr. Beast didn't do background checks. Was that stupid? Yes. Is Delaware a piece of shit? Yes. Should Jimmy take responsibility for making that mistake? Yes. But it wasn't this fucked up master plan by Jimmy to intentionally hire an RSO. It was a dumb mistake by an inexperienced adolescent starting up a business. And you don't need to take mine or Dustin's word for it. If someone did but a shred of research, you'd find this still publicly available almost 7-year-old video on the Mr. Beast channel where you can see Delaware as the Best Buy store manager before he was hired at Mr. Beast. And guess what nickname was embroidered on his Best Buy uniform? Delaware.
Okay, I think this is like an incredibly weak point that this guy is making. First of all, even if Jimmy hired this man, didn't do a background check, just randomly found him at Best Buy, I am pretty sure that eventually he did find out of Delaware's past, continued to put him in videos, but to me it kind of seems like maybe he didn't know at first and he just hired this dude, no background checks, which is like really dumb. But then I feel like, in my opinion, alleged, he did find out later on and then kept putting him in videos and kept working with him. But I feel like when he found out, that's when they put Delaware in a mask. So these videos before they knew, they showed his face because they didn't know. But then I think that they found out of his past with SA offending. And then they, first of all, took him out of videos a lot. But then when he was in videos, they put a mask on him. Because that's the only explanation I can think of why in the beginning they were comfortable showing his face on camera, and then towards the end he had to wear a mask. So in my opinion, no, there's no excuses. Like, no, Mr. Beast is a fucking creep in my opinion. Alleged he had this guy on, and I'm pretty sure that like the Viking, like Jake the Viking or whoever his name is this guy's like brother-in-law or cousin-in-law, something-in-law. And I'm pretty sure like he mentioned that Jimmy knew at a certain point like of his past and stuff and like still kept him on. I'm pretty sure. So for me, like, this is like the most weakest point I've ever heard in my fucking life. Like, seriously. The bottom line is Mr. Beast hired a registered sex offender, put him in the content, and then put a mask on him later on, probably when he found out. And if he really was a registered sex offender and you found out and you don't take down those videos and you don't blur out his face and they're still publicly available, do you think that's okay? Because I'm pretty sure that this dude, Delaware, did something with a minor. I'm pretty sure, like, in my opinion, alleged, I think it was something with a minor, like an 11-year-old girl or something. So do you really think that it's okay for him to still have these videos up with this man's face and not blurred out, not edited out, and then to put him back in with a mask? No, that's fucked up. And I don't give a fuck what the fuck his nickname was, bitch. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, that's not the story. The story is there was a registered SA on a children's channel, and this dude is like in a fucking mask by the end of it. And it's still on the channel and still working for you. When I'm sure by that point, you did know. In my opinion, alleged, you probably knew. So, no, there's no excuses. I think this is like the weakest point I've ever heard in my life. Oh my god, my mail is falling. Oh my god. Okay, let's continue.
Wow. Well, that was hard investigative research.
They called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. You know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask.
For the people thinking that he still works at Mr. Beast, no, he was fired over half a decade ago. Now, Dogpack, before you say something along the lines of, what about the recording we showed from a real Mr. Beast employee talking about Delaware? Do you really want me to go into detail about how you and your cronies tricked an employee into saying what you wanted him to say to support your lies, and then you guys recording him and using that recording without his consent? Okay. Hi, Garrett. Can you tell me a bit about how long you worked at Mr. Beast?
First of all, about this part, I haven't watched the full thing, but I do want to say that not all states in America have a two-party consent for recording. So if you live in a state where you don't have to have the consent to record, you can record. Like, that's investigative journalism. Some people are saying that this makes DogPack look like scummy and shit like that because he's recording without consent, but you don't have, if you don't live in a two-party consent state for recording, you literally do not have to have someone's consent. You can just record. Like, I'm pretty sure that is for investigative journalism purposes. So he doesn't have to have the consent of the other person. Yeah, of course, it's like, it's nice and respectful to get their consent, of course. Like, no one wants to be recorded without being recorded. But for the purposes of investigative journalism, like, you record people without their consent. And, I mean, DogPack is, seemingly trying to do investigative journalism and trying to expose what's really happening with Mr. Beast. So, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
I was at Mr. Beast from around 2017 to 2021.
So you've worked there for
I knew this guy. I used to watch the old videos and I knew this guy. I'm familiar with this dude. I don't know him personally. I just know it from the videos.
5 years and could be seen as a credible ex-employee.
Yep.
You're the person who we can hear talk about Delaware in the recording Dawson or DogPack404 shows in his video. Can you tell me a bit about how that happened?
Yeah, it was not to my knowledge that I was being recorded at all. I have a friend who, I worked with plenty of times outside of Mr. Beast. Just thought it was just like a normal call, just checking up on him, him checking up on me. And, when two people speak about old places, there's drama, there's gossip, there's catching up, there's, et cetera, whatever. And then the next thing you know, 2 weeks later, DogPack releases like a 12 million view video where, I just have a really crappy voice changer over my voice. And if you know me, like, it's me.
So was the entire call basically just rumors you were talking about with a friend?
Yeah, It's just a friend. We're just shooting the shit, and you know, I don't. We're just gossiping a lot, catching up on the current drama. Like it's just it is nothing crazy. Like
nothing you said had any actual facts behind it, as they try to construe in their video.
No, I don't. I don't think any of the stuff that we were talking about really had any facts or like evidence. It was just water cooler talk.
Would you say them using the call recording unconsensually in their video has damaged you or your life in any way?
Yeah, unfortunately. To say that it hasn't hurt me financially would be just a lie. Mentally, it's hurt me as well. I mean, I was manic and crazy for about a month and a half, trying to just watch relationships like fall through my fingers. I lost someone that like was pretty close to me as well. It just wasn't a good scene. So financially and mentally, it really messed me up.
Do you feel in any way like...
I'm wondering how this would affect him financially. Like, was he still kind of a part of Mr. Beast's world? I'm sure the people that stopped talking to him were a part of Mr. Beast's world, under Mr. Beast's thumb. I'm wondering how that would affect him financially, because if he's working like a normal job that has nothing to do with Mr. Beast, no one would care. And no one would know. Like, literally, like, I feel like that would not affect you financially. But if you still have connections with Mr. Beast, then I could see how it would affect you. And what he said when he wasn't being recorded, unlike this recorded interview, probably was his real feelings, in my opinion, alleged. He's not being recorded. He's speaking his free mind. He's cahooting with a friend. And I feel like water cooler talk, whatever, that's like the tea. That's your feelings. That's when you're just like letting go. You're saying how you feel. You're kikiing with the homies. So for him to be like, it's just rumors, nothing is fact. Oh my God, it hurt me financially. I'm like, why? Are you still under Mr. Beast's thumb in some kind of way? Like, how did it affect you financially? Like, yeah, I like feel bad for the dude for like having to go through financial struggles and losing friends and all that. But if you're friends and you're still like in cahoots with Mr. Beast, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Tricked, deceived, or used?
I mean, yeah. To say that I felt tricked or used is an understatement. Like, they knowingly came and did this. I had like 3 or 4 contacts call me the night that it dropped, and I was watching the whole video trying to figure out like what they were talking about. And when it got to that recording, my stomach just like sank.
All because of a call that they unconsensually recorded, which you clarified was basically rumors and gossip.
Yeah, I didn't want to be involved with, didn't even know what was going on, that I was just thrown into unconsensually. And yeah, you said it, man. It threw a pretty big wall up in the progress of my life, and I didn't feel like that was needed, and pretty upset.
But then what about Jake?
Like I said, unfortunately, fortunately, depends on how you feel about it. In some states, you do not need consensual consent to record someone. Every state is different. So I don't know what states they're in, what the rules are, but if it was in states that you don't need consensual consent to record, they can record you. Like, yeah, like, it sucks that it was put up for the dude, but at the end of the day, I mean, like, they try to make this like such a big point, like, oh, he didn't have my consent to record, but it's like, you don't have to have consent in every state to record. That's just reality. I don't know what to tell you. And for him to be like, oh, it's just rumors and gossip, it's like, okay, so, but it is still rumors and gossip. And the fact that there was so much rumors and gossip within this company, apparently alleged, that is why all the people thought Delaware's nickname was because of the registered SA. Like, it's because there's rumors and gossip and people knew about it. That is why. Like, why are we not piecing this all together? Like, this isn't a gotcha moment.
implying Mr. Beast intentionally hired a registered sex offender and created a nickname to joke about it within the company to then try back up their baseless claims by tricking an employee and recording him without consent? That's pretty messed up, Soggy. Yahoo!
No, what's actually really messed up is hiring the registered sex offender and then putting him up on a children's channel. That's actually what's really fucked up. Yeah, that's actually the most fucked up thing of this conversation. Not a nickname that got misconstrued. That's really not relevant, actually, but okay, yeah.
Be as shameless as falsely accusing someone of committing war crimes against the Geneva Convention in a consented to solitary confinement challenge where you'd earn $10,000 a day and can quit whenever you want and still keep the accumulated prize money up until that point. During a time where we have multiple countries actively at war in the world with millions of people suffering because of it. Oh wait.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend. He goes, "What? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists." Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
You know what? Let's ask Dustin about that, because ironically enough...
Yeah, this is also a really dumb point. This guy in the video, yeah, he was being paid, but according to him, it was torturous, and he's basically being allegedly tortured for money. Do you think that's okay? Do you think that's okay to sleep deprive someone and keep the lights on for 24 hours a day for several days, even when they're begging to turn the lights off? And yeah, for war prisoners, apparently you cannot do that. Like, you have to shut the lights off, like, or it's a war crime. So what is the point of this? Like, do you think that's an okay video for Mr. Beast to make? Like, allegedly torturing people and just giving them money so it's okay? That just makes it okay, right? Because he got $10,000 a day. Like, what is this point?
Dustin is the good friend of Jake Weddle, who made those war crime comments. And I can prove it with Jake Weddle's own words.
One of my dear friends who I believe I lost is the same guy who did the war crime joke, which turned out to not be a joke. He got injured at Mr. Beast, and that's because of Viking. On that shoot, everybody else had to stay behind and clean up. And Viking said, "Fuck that, let's just throw all of this over the side of the mountain," like littering in a national park. And my good dear friend, who I kept saying was one of the good people over there, said, "You're not going to do that. I'm not going to let you."
Oh, littering. Okay. I'm not for littering, so maybe this guy is kind of shitty. Let's go.
Do that. And Viking said, "Watch me," and he did it. But my friend gathered up all the stuff he could to make sure there was just that much less litter. And that's a really good thing to do. He carried everything he could down the mountain, and he broke his ankle. They said, "Yeah, you were carrying too much stuff, right?" Yes, he was. Because that guy's a saint.
And blame me for our friend Dustin. I'll use names, unlike you. Our friend Dustin falling and breaking his leg. Or not his leg, yeah, his ankle, I'm sorry. Falling and breaking his ankle.
Now, why would someone who Jake Weddle himself, who is clearly against Mr. Beast, describes as one of the best people he has ever known, who literally broke his ankle trying to prevent littering, and in Jake's own words, is a saint?
Because that guy's a saint.
Go rogue to try and correct defamatory statements made against Jimmy if Jimmy committed war crimes. The war crime stuff was 100% a joke. I'm now a producer, but I was originally hired as comedy writer with Jake Weddle, so I just wanted to cheer him up with a dumb and edgy joke.
Yeah, and when Jake Weddle talked about the war crime joke, he said it in a joking way. He literally said it as a joke, laughing. Like, he knew it wasn't that serious, but it related to the actual war crime. Like, he knew it wasn't actually, but like, it relates a lot. Like, it's very similar to it. Like, he said it in a joking way. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
So it was a joke. Dustin actually did say the war crime stuff as a joke. Okay, that makes sense. Because in a follow...
You know what they say, every joke has a truth.
A video of Jake Weddle's and DogPack's interview, Jake Weddle seems to slip up, saying it was a joke.
He's the same guy who did the war crime joke.
Before quickly correcting himself.
Which turned out to not be a joke.
And his videos are pretty unedited, so he might have just accidentally let it slip through the cracks. And just to...
Yeah, what is the point here? The joke had a lot of like meaning to it. you're not giving someone any night, you're not turning off the lights for someone for 24 hours every single day for days, and that in prison would be a war crime, or like, you know, for like treason people. So okay, like, is this a gotcha moment? Like, this also, like, is so dumb. It's like, he literally admits it's a joke, but like, it relates so much to it that it's kind of like not a joke. You know what I'm saying? The fuck?
To be clear, I'll show the clip of DogPack's 13 million viewed video again, in which Jake and DogPack clearly insinuated it wasn't a joke.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
It's a really big allegation to say that, like, Mr. Beast took away your agency and in a sense kind of like forced you into doing this. But
I agree. That is very serious. That's why I alleged it.
Okay, so this guy's literally saying that just because he wasn't actually like fully detained, that now it's not a war crime. It's like, yeah, it's technically not a war crime, but you're using tactics to someone that would be if he was actually detained. Like, what is this guy, like, trying... Like, what is he trying to disprove here? Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, do you think that's okay? Would you want someone to do it to you? Like, are you not connecting the dots? Like, this was his boss. This was his employer doing this to him for money. Allegedly torturing him and just throwing him money. Like, do you think that's okay? Like, this is the dumbest video I've ever seen so far.
That's why I alleged it.
And view.
The $6 meal deal is here. It starts with Dunkin's legendary coffee, a toasty, melty bacon, egg, and cheese.
Clearly didn't think it was a joke either. But just as I will rip into Jimmy later in this video, I'll also investigate Jake Weddle's story in more detail later in this video. Because in between him falsely accusing Jimmy of intentionally hiring an RSO and comparing himself consensually agreeing to doing a challenge for 10,000...
Did he say it was intentional? I've watched his videos. I don't remember him saying it was intentional. I just remember him saying he was one and Jimmy hired him. But okay.
$1,000 a day, being allowed to leave whenever he wants to rape victims and victims of war crimes, even though he knew that was a joke.
The same guy who did the war crime joke.
As well as spreading fake AI-generated incriminating voice recordings of Mr. Beast.
What are our options? Is this legally considered defamation? Because I was struggling here. Can someone please tell me what my options are here? Because we were supposed to launch the voice today. Jake knows what he wants. Jake knows what he thinks he needs. He's supposed to be a student. He has to be in the phone that free. He has no idea how much fucking money I spent on that video to subscribe it. Jake, I don't think Jake's a problem. I think it's positive. We can really push.
That's right. I got that sent to me, and you know what? That was AI.
Maybe say that before playing the recording, because you worked at Mr. Beast and you know how people will just watch the recording and then click off of the video without ever hearing your disclaimer that it was AI generated. Oh, but then you wouldn't get as much money from views because this is...
Really? He literally said right after it was AI, like, is this your argument because he didn't see it before?
I generated disinformation video is the one that got your channel monetized.
That's my brand, is being honest and crying a lot.
And then after making those slanderous claims, accepts another $50,000 from Jimmy with no strings attached, there's a lot more to be said about him.
That's my brand, is being honest and crying a lot.
And about how DogPack manipulated him. But let's first continue with...
Yeah, so he did the video, worked at Mr. Beast, claimed he was underpaid. What's his name? Jake Weddle or something? Said he was underpaid, so that's one of the reasons that they took him off writing. And then he goes to this video to hopefully build his own brand and career. They wouldn't even let him put his fucking name up on the wall for like his own benefit. They make him do crazy fucking shit that is basically allegedly torturous. And then they only pay him a certain amount. So yeah, like, why wouldn't you accept more money from this person? Who wouldn't accept no strings attached money? Like, the fuck?
All of the lies and manipulation of DogPack404. Now, for the visual learners watching, you'll see that I have behind me a wall. And this wall features most of DogPack404's
This guy looks like a Walmart Harry Styles.
accusations, and I say most because at this point there are just so many that I might have forgotten a few, and every time I disprove one of his accusations, it'll be crossed through with red marker. Every time I prove one to be uncertain, I'll add a blue question mark to it, and every time an accusation DogPack made is true, I'll add a green check mark to it. And I know that you, and I, and everyone else wants to know about the illegal lotteries. Did MrBeast really commit 3 malicious and predatory illegal lotteries as get-rich-quick scheme? Well, I will talk about them throughout my video in between all of the other accusations, starting right now with the alleged illegal lottery number 3 claim of DogPack404. Or should I say doctoring up evidence to make more convincing claims you knew to be untrue, Pack404. Yeah, Dawson, I'm the first one who noticed. See, for the third illegal lottery, buy a shirt to be in a video live stream, DogPack claims they only informed people on the website that no purchase was necessary. But did you read the description? You know, the description which I got via the Wayback Machine, where it literally says free entry available on site? Oh, but wait, you never actually found the description of that video, did you? You just made it look that way by doctoring up this fake YouTube UI. So you'd be more convincing and it'd look as if you had access to the original video and description. So people would more easily believe you. But I want you, the viewer, to closely compare these two layouts. This one is the UI when he talks about the buy a shirt to be in my video live stream, and this one is the actual current YouTube UI you see whenever DogPack shows a screen recording of public videos you can still watch. And when putting the two side by side, you can see that the UI for the illegal live stream is not the real YouTube UI. Instead of rounded corners, they're sharp, the likes are gone, the upload date is in a completely wrong spot where it has never been, and the button sizes and title font just seem off. And no, it's not because he found an older YouTube UI via the Wayback Machine like I did, because they don't hide likes and YouTube has never had this exact UI. Sure, it had sharp corners once, but not in combination with these exact other UI elements. But you wanna know the funniest part? Even the re-uploaded version that DogPack found and then added a manipulative fake YouTube UI to actually had copied the original live stream's description. So even in the re-upload he found, it says that there's a free entry option.
What I'm wondering is, shouldn't they have to put that on the screen or mention it in the video itself? Like, do you really think that all the people watching like went to the description? I'm like, is that some kind of rule? That you have to actually put it on the fucking screen? Like when you have a sponsored video, you have to put it on the screen that you're sponsored. You have to like verbally say it. I'm like, did they ever verbally say it in the video that you can enter for free? Did they ever put it on the actual screen? Or is it just in the description? Because I know like for some things, like description ain't enough. And also, let's not forget the fact that in these live streams, like when they're asking their guests to buy shirts in order to enter something, he would also be like, okay, in the next 5 minutes, like we're gonna pick, you know, one person to win $10,000, like allegedly. And then they'll actually go past the 5 minutes and be like, oh, we forgot. So like they weren't even keeping like their times correct. So also that was like a mistake they did as well. So, okay.
Yet he still doctored up this fake UI to make his intentional lies more convincing. Nah, I'm just kidding. Funniest part is that MrBeast verbally says it on stream.
Go shopmrbeast.com, buy the shirt or hoodie. You could be one of the people that come down and compete in the video. There's also a free entry on the site as well. If you just 100 of which are going to be picked from.
Okay, so in this one stream, he mentioned there's a free weight on the website. Okay. Period slay.
You know, people that buy this shirt or hoodie, or if you enter for free on the site as well, it's, that's an option as well. So,
oh my god, you're so.
but that's like a really brief mention in probably a really long live stream. And also he doesn't put up anything on the screen itself. So I would still like be like, I don't know.
Sneaky. Now, when someone is prepared to doctor up evidence to make potentially incriminating lies more convincing, it automatically puts every single one of their accusations that isn't bulletproof into question. So... throughout this video, you'll also see that there are multiple examples of him leaving out crucial details from evidence that would easily disprove the accusations he's making. Because Dawson loves framing things deceitfully to push his personal agenda.
Shopify dashboard. We just have like a random number generator, and then like we just put the number, like if there's 1,000 orders, we just put it, picks a number between 1 and 1,000, and then my people give me the name.
Wait a second. Mr. Beast is only picking out of the Shopify list? Well, does that mean he's only giving away 2 paid entries after all? No. You can be part of a Shopify giveaway without having to make any purchase whatsoever. These are some generic examples of how to enter Shopify giveaways for free on the official Shopify website. Mr. Beast scamming someone out of a lifetime of dog food and then tried silencing the so-called victim on Reddit?
As far as fake giveaways go, I'm sort of limited in what I can say without exposing confidential information and getting sued. So my official statement is that sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional. Here's one example where someone on Reddit posted saying that they were promised free dog food for life in exchange for letting Mr. Beast use them in a video. 5 months later, they still haven't received their dog food. I actually sent this post to someone who works at Mr. Beast, and they said they were going to send it to the PR team, and then the Reddit post got taken down. So I don't know if it got resolved.
The thing about favorites is they're only your favorite until a new favorite tells your old favorite to beat it.
Not true. Here is a message from the Reddit user stating Mr. Beast did reach out to them as well as everyone else. Apparently this user just hadn't noticed at first because the Mr. Beast company's email went to the user's spam folder. The issue got resolved and then the Reddit post got deleted.
Sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional.
Oh, the new...
Okay, also like, okay. Like there's so much deeper allegations to talk about, and we're focusing on this. Like, he even said he didn't know if it was resolved, and he just saw that. Like, he literally said, I don't know if it's resolved. Like, why is this even a topic of conversation right now?
Feastables formula has more sugar and calories than Hershey's?
Mr. Beast changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's and even more sugar and more calories per bar.
Well, that'd be pretty messed up after Mr. Beast actively advertised his chocolate to be healthier than Hershey's. Luckily, it's just another lie. DogPack is being deceitful here because he's comparing a single serving sized 43 grams Hershey's bar to a 2 serving sized 60 grams Feastables bar. Instead of
okay. If you're buying a bar of candy, you're probably going to eat the whole bar. This is like also such a dumb argument. Hershey's could easily cut theirs in half and say there's 2 servings in their bar, and then it'll be equal to the whole bar of Feastables in this case then. Like, Mr. Beast is just cutting the serving in half, but still serving the whole bar. And then to make it look like it's like less, he puts it's actually 2 servings. So Hershey's could do the same thing. So what is this argument? Seriously. 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 Like, do you think like a kid is like looking at that and like, oh, like I can just eat half the bar because it says it's 2 servings? Like, no. Like, I highly doubt it.
Comparing it to a 1 serving size 35 grams Feastables bar. While if you recalculate the ingredients of both to 43 grams, then you'll see that Feastables still has less sugar than Hershey's and actually has less calories than the previous formula.
This pit is fake.
No, it's not. Here's footage of them digging the pit.
They're incredibly close with calories and everything else and ingredients. And when Mr. Beast first announced the chocolate bar, I believe like it had like 5 or 4 ingredients, and he did reformulate it to add like more shit, in my opinion, alleged. So this is also a really dumb argument. It's like really dumb. And it's like he wants to, like, Mr. B says he wants to make healthy food for kids and shit like that in some interviews, alleged. And then he like comes out with chocolate and fucking Lunchly and Mr. Beast burger. So the point still stands.
You know what, here's a crew member's footage of the two non-CGI buses and non-CGI train being in the pits after they drove them in there.
Shredder is CGI.
Nope, at this timestamp they do shred an actual Lamborghini in a legitimate shredder. But I will say that when they use CGI, it looks fucking terrible, as if it came straight out of a CW show.
This car is digitally lifted.
This car isn't digitally lifted, however they did change the original red coloring to blue to make a visual distinction between the first rocket car they launched and failed, which was red, and the second one they launched, which succeeded but was also red. Because they were scared that both cars being red might confuse the audience, so in post they just changed the second one's color to blue, but there was no digital lift.
What you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not
Okay, like I said, there is way more important things to talk about, but okay.
Not a disgruntled employee.
You can watch my video and like view it through the lens of, oh.
Also, he had a lot more examples of CGI and shit like that. So maybe he got one of them wrong, but he had hella examples of DogPack.
This guy's just a disgruntled employee. But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
This accusation of DogPack404 actually upset this engineering YouTuber who passionately worked on that rocket car for months to get it working, just to have this goober claim that it's faked. But Dawson doesn't care about collateral damage done to others. He doesn't mind throwing people in front of non-CGI buses to push his own agenda. He did it with the rocket car YouTuber. He did it with that tricked employee's phone recording they showed without his consent. He tried doing it with me by calling me overdramatic, pressuring me into making a video accusing Mr. Beast with uncertain and refutable evidence.
Is that your argument? Someone calling you overdramatic is trying to like manipulate you? I can't take this guy seriously. Like, what is he talking about?
Which by now I know to be untrue, which he doubled down on, by the way. Every other commentary YouTuber did it without getting sued. Even though just because a lot of YouTubers tried milking the situation and through unsubstantiated, easily disprovable accusations.
Everyone that I've seen that has commented on these allegations has said they're allegations and they're alleged. So yeah, we can talk about it. There are allegations that are being alleged. We can talk about it. Yeah.
Out there for clout, views, and money without getting sued doesn't make it an okay thing to.
I would love some money, honey, and I'd love some views, but the money's low and the views are low too.
Do DogPack? Or do you think it's acceptable to make false CP allegations? Which, maybe I should talk about that for a second. See, in a recent video on Rosanna Pansino's channel, DogPack404 claimed to have access to leaked work chat messages, with one of them being Ava Tyson distributing alleged CP of Ivanka Trump. Except DogPack doesn't always use the term alleged.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually...
Okay, so we've talked about this one before. Basically, I think the more important part of that particular message about Ivanka Trump in the work chat is that Chris Tyson allegedly thought she was 13. It wasn't that she actually was. He thought allegedly she was, and that's why he sent it. I think that's really like what's really going on here. Okay, yeah, she turned out to be 18, but Chris Tyson sent it in because he thought it was. Now Ava Tyson, but yeah.
the CP was probably more disgusting.
And he also proudly admitted to having downloaded that uncensored alleged CP on a now deleted community post, and admits to having reverse image searched what he thought was CP in the video. Obviously, Dawson French himself was called out for owning and reverse image searching what he believed was fucking CP, because that is weird and a crime.
Of CP are not protected under First Amendment rights and are illegal contra.
I mean, if DogPack wanted to verify it really was, how else would you? Like, if you're trying to see if it really was, you'd have to find it somehow. You'd have to try to find the age. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone has to find out if she was 13 or not. If they're gonna allege that. I don't know.
Banned under federal law. Legal definition of sexually explicit conduct does not require that an image depict a child engaging in a sexual activity. A picture of a naked child may constitute illegal CP.
So he deleted that community post to then lie about never having had the uncensored CP on someone else's YouTube video. Funny thing is that it only took 1 hour for people to find this tweet about that exact picture of 18-year-old Ivanka Trump being...
Okay, so he literally said he never had the actual, he only had the censored, so then, and he's trying to like look. Okay.
In a GQ magazine. It legitimately took 1 hour! 1 hour to not falsely accuse someone of distributing.
I mean, yeah, DogPack should have got that right. 100%. He should have put more effort into seeing what was really up, for sure. For sure. Duff. But still, like, it was more of the premise of why Ava Tyson sent it in the chat in the first place.
CP.
It's like he constantly lies to get himself out of trouble, and only when he's run out of lies and in face of a serious trouble and he's run out of options does he reveal the truth. Then he tries to pull the LOL I said allegedly thing again. I said as Ava alleges, I said in my opinion, I said may, I said if.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting. But
so either DogPack knew that it wasn't CP and made those false accusations anyways, or he's just a fucking idiot who can't even use Google. But
I think it's the idiot one. And that part. Yeah. He just he didn't do his research well enough. But I think you're missing the whole point of this chat. And there was a lot of gross things in that chat. People want to focus in on this one mistake that they made, but there was so much gross shit in that chat. It's like, oh, so one mistake in the whole fucking video and that's what you're gonna focus on because you fuck dick ride Mr. Beast and his team? It's like there was so much shit in that chat. Don't even kid me right now. And you're missing the whole point of that photo, so.
That wasn't the only lie in that video, was it, Dawson?
This isn't a work chat. This is just a small snapshot of a company chat, but it's, I think, one of many. I've heard that there's other company chats that they communicate on.
Yes.
And
it wasn't a work chat. It was created as an NSFW meme chat by already known degenerate Ava Tyson. There's even examples of Ava getting mad whenever anyone talks about anything work related.
This is just a small snapshot of a company chat. Small snapshot of a company chat.
What you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not a
even if this wasn't a work chat to begin with, it still shows how creepy these people are, in my opinion, allege. Even if it wasn't a work chat, okay? I guess it's still weird and creepy. Just like the Discord shits and like the other shit that we found, the other chats that we found from these people. It's creepy and weird. Stop like micro-focusing on these little things and like trying to prove some kind of point. It's like, no, the content in there was weird and creepy in my opinion, allege. Go watch their video. There's a lot of fucking crazy weird shit in there. Like this guy is literally just like micro-focusing on things to like prove a point when he's missing the whole bigger picture of things. It's giving Soggy. It's giving Soggy.
disgruntled employee.
You can watch my video and like view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee, but the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course. However, at one point it was changed to a work chat by Ava, at which point she also kicked everyone unrelated out of there. But then the chat instantly died because obviously no one else, including Jimmy, wanted to use it.
So there you go. It turned into a work chat. So my question is, were all the previous chats still in this chat when they made it a work chat so everyone there could see it?
As a work chat. Now, I will say that even though this image is confirmed not to be CP, Ava did seem to think it was at the time, and so this proves that she is even worse than we thought, and
there we go, thank you.
And is a disgusting individual. However, the way DogPack tried distributing what he believes was a picture of a sexually abused child to thousands of possibly child viewers wasn't to inform people of degenerate Ava Tyson, but instead was to push his own agenda, framing Mr. Beast into alleged.
It was completely censored, and he was trying to show evidence. So I don't know. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Knowing that Ava was a confirmed pedophile, it's so disgusting. See, I say framing because if you look at all of the messages around that image, it's a huge rant from not just Ava but other people as well about pedophiles exposed by the hacker group Anonymous in this Twitter thread she linked with that picture of Ivanka Trump, because it was in that Twitter thread, as well as a rant about Jeffrey Epstein and billionaire pedos. And I don't think context matters here on Ava Tyson's side. I still think this is fucking disgusting. However, I do think context matters for the people perceiving Ava Tyson's messages. I'm sorry, but if I'd see my friend actively ranting about pedophiles and bashing them, I'd actively be convinced to not think they're a pedophile when they send degenerate memes like this. I just cringe on the inside while thinking that they have a degenerate sense of Zoomer humor. Even Trey Yates, the person—
No, honey. If anyone that I knew was sending me that shit and saying that shit and being like that, I would think they're a PDF file. Yeah.
Who leaked the work chat to DogPack and Rosanna refers to those memes as a weird thing Ava found funny in the past, instead of confirmed file messages.
A lot of the edgy type of content and a lot of the, edgy cringeworthy humor started with Ava. Like she sent a bunch of messages that probably shouldn't have been sent in a work group chat, just because she thought it was funny at the time.
So even he, who actively dislikes Mr. Beast, didn't even notice.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson.
He noticed. He literally said it was like cringe and like weird. Yeah, he noticed. The fuck?
Tyson's behavior.
But Soggy, Rosanna Pansino and DogPack404 reported Jimmy Beast to the—
Dude, I can't stand this guy. How am I only 30 minutes in? I'm at 5% on my phone. I'm like, oh my god. I'll watch a little bit more. And if you guys want me to finish watching this, I'll make another video. But my phone is dying and I'm like, whatever, this guy's like annoying me. Just like this. He can't even.
FBI, so he's gotta be a pedophile. I think people vastly underestimate just how easy you can report someone to the FBI. Even as a non-American citizen myself, I just created this entire form of Rosanna.
Clearly you're non-American. You don't even know about the consent policy in states for recording.
Pansino and Dawson French, aka DogPack404, distributing CP in 2 minutes on tips.fbi.gov, which I will now submit to the FBI. Soggy Serial reported Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French to the FBI. Holy shit, they've gotta be guilty now. See what I did there? Also, I didn't submit this because unlike 2 other creators, I'd rather not waste the FBI's time from finding actual CP distributors to push a selfish—
No comment on that organization. We know what's up with that organization. No comment. But you already know. You already know what's up.
manipulative and personal agenda, and manipulating Rosanna Pansino so you could use her bigger channel to spread this disinformation is so vile. Look, I knew you were petty, Dawson, but I never expected you to stoop this low.
This guy acts like they haven't found so much stuff, so much alleged stuff. This guy acts like they haven't found anything. It's such a joke. Like, it's literally such a joke. What percent am I on? Oh my god, I'm on 4%. I'll watch like a couple more minutes.
He also tried dragging the famous anime Higehiro and its fandom through the mud by saying it's about a 26-year-old having a romantic relationship with a minor.
Let's see if Jimmy knew about Ava's concerning behavior. June of 2021, he sends a message of an anime called Higehiro. It says, I bet Chris would love this show. Why?
What's this show about?
Well, it's interesting that you ask, because this show is about a romantic relationship between a 26-year-old salaryman and a 17-year-old high school runaway.
So Jimmy in the chats is saying, I bet Chris would love this show because it's right up her alley.
Why do you think Chris would love that show, Jimmy?
And Mr. Beast saying Ava would love this? Even though the anime is about the exact opposite.
He posted that one thing about the anime with the, like, a doll getting into a relationship with a...
That's, okay, here's the thing. That's a lie. That is such a bullshit lie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He literally said,
no. He literally said, I think Chris would like this. Why would he say that, though? No, the context of that anime, that show is about a 26-year-old guy, okay? He takes in this runaway girl who is selling herself to prostitution. She's like 17 or whatever, 16. I don't remember. She's 17, 16. She's selling her body because she ran away from home because some other shit happened. And I remember this because my friend tried showing this to me. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It turned out it was actually a very wholesome show about this dude kind of teaching her like how to get through like all this trauma that she had in her life. There was never any romantic intentions there. Sure, if you watch the anime in the first episode, the girl was coming on to him, but the guy rejected her and saw her as a daughter. That whole show, he had a whole nother love interest in that show this whole time. This was never about the dude.
It's like, okay, like this point, it's like, okay, so he got that wrong. He doesn't watch the show. Like, yeah, he should have researched better. But I'm pretty sure that we know why Mr. B sent that to Ava. Yeah. A story about a minor doing that, yeah, I think it's there's still a reason why Mr. Beast would send that. But I'm gonna end it there for now. For today, I'm at 32 minutes in here. So I'm gonna end it there today. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. Let me know if you want me to make a part 2 watching the rest. Please let me know your thoughts on this. I'm super curious. But yeah. Please let me know. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Please join memberships. They're launched. Just click the join button. Please like this video. It helps us out so much. Please hit the notification button so you never miss a video. And I will see you in the next one. And I'm not going to sing today because I have no percent and my phone is going to die. Okay. Bye.